Hi, guys. Today, we are reacting to a massive interview where Professor Mohammad Marandi absolutely destroys the Western media framing on live TV. We've seen other reactions to this, but today we're looking at it from our perspective. Marandi isn't just answering questions, he's dismantling the entire system. Let's dive in.
If they try to do anything on the ground, then they'll really see what we can do. You've messed with the wrong country. Your propaganda doesn't work anymore. And the Iranian people have shown their resolve. They'll see this through.
Iran launched attacks on Israel last night, killing 2 in Tel Aviv. Those strikes were revenge for the death of one of Iran's most senior leaders, Ali Larijani. America, meanwhile, says it has bombed missile sites in Iran that threatened the Strait of Hormuz. The internet in Iran has been down for more than 3 weeks, so it's difficult to talk to opponents of the regime inside the country. But we can now speak to someone who is supportive. Professor Mohammad Marandi is a professor of English literature at the University of Tehran, and he joins us now from Iran. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you give us the sort of perspective on what it's like there at the moment? It's often difficult for us to speak to people inside Iran.
Well, it's difficult for you to speak to people inside Iran because you're helping the United States carpet bomb the country or regime people involved in the murder of people. So the internet is down because for international use, you can use Iranian websites in Iran and Iranian apps. But because the United States uses it to use cameras, the Israeli regime uses people's cameras to strike targets inside the country, they're forced to do that. And I use because it belongs to a studio in Iran. You asked me to be on your show, and I came on your show. So it's because of aggression and murder and death and destruction that your governments bring about that this is the situation.
I mean, the death of Ali Larijani has been hailed by America and by Israel as a significant turning point in this conflict. What has your response been to that?
Well, all you have to do is go and see what people are doing on the streets every night. There are millions of people on the streets every night in Tehran, and tens of millions across the country. They rally in support of the armed forces, in support of the Constitution, in support of the leader, in support of the state. And in fact, your government, and this is something that Western media has hid from the public, obviously, because they're Epstein Class controlled. But during a major rally in Tehran on Friday, where people were on the streets, they fired missiles at the people. And a woman was killed.
Who fired missiles at people on the streets of Tehran?
The U.S.-Israeli jets that fired missiles. They fired it at the demonstrators. You didn't even know this because your media outlets won't tell you. But they fired on people. And I tweeted this. I tweeted maybe 10 different tweets. People across the world have seen it. In the West, of course, it's because you have censorship there extensively more than the rest of the world. And you're heavily propagandized. You don't see this. But your regimes help the U.S. bomb demonstrators.
Ali Larijani was responsible for the deaths of many thousands of people inside Iran who wanted to protest legitimately against the regime. Tens of thousands of people have been killed in the last couple of months. America and Israel say it was right to target him because of those deaths.
Well, that's your regime propaganda, and of course, you're pro-regime.
Well, no, I'm asking you. I'm asking you straightforward questions, and I am asking you a question which relates to the deaths of tens of thousands of protesters.
Don't be cowardly. Let me answer. Those 3,117 people who were killed, it's your responsibility and the responsibility of your regimes, because you sent terrorists and gave them weapons to slaughter hundreds of police officers and countless people on the streets in order to create armed insurrection.
What proof do you have of that? What proof do you have of that?
The proof. Mossad, in a Persian statement, said that they have people on the ground. Pompeo, in a tweet, said that Mossad is on the ground. Pompeo, in an interview on, I think, channel 13 or 15 in Israel, said the CIA is on the ground. more importantly, Channel 14 in Israel, which is close to Netanyahu, said that foreign intelligence agencies brought in the weapons to kill the hundreds of police officers.
Whether or not there
But
are,
you,
whether
but
or not
excuse me,
there are,
but your
excuse me,
government and
excuse
your
me,
media will not say this to the people.
whether or
The
not,
footage is there.
whether or not there are agents on the ground, you have no proof of anybody being armed. And further, there is significant proof that the Iranian regime was responsible for the deaths not of 3,000 people, but of tens of thousands of young people who were, in many cases, shot in the back, shot at close range. Some people were even killed inside hospitals where they had been seeking treatment. What do you say to that?
Well, you're lying, of course, and you're producing propaganda. And I think increasingly Western media is just propaganda. Tens of thousands of people. That's exactly what you and your regime have helped Israelis do in Gaza. And your drones were gathering intelligence during the whole period of the Gaza genocide. You're responsible for a Holocaust. You're partners in this Holocaust. So you need to deflect attention. You need to project on the Iranians what you actually do. But why is it if the Iranian regime, as you love to call it, and it makes you feel better, why is it that the Iranian regime has so many millions of people supporting it on the streets every day?
Are there any people? Are there any people who oppose
your missile strikes?
Are there any people who
Under
oppose
your
the
missile
regime?
strikes.
Are there any people who oppose the regime inside Iran?
Of course there are, but overwhelmingly people support it. And that's why you've lost this war. And that's why ultimately you're going to face the consequences, because the Strait of Hormuz is shut, and it's because of your policies and the policies of your overlords in Washington that the global economy is going to go downhill. And Iran is going to continue to hammer U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf because of this unprovoked aggression. You carry out war after war. You destroyed Iraq. You destroyed Afghanistan. You destroyed Libya. You're strangling Cuba. You've destroyed Yemen. Iran is a bridge too far. You're messing with the wrong people. You will see in the weeks ahead whether you succeed or not.
How much longer can Iran sustain the closure of the Strait of Hormuz?
Indefinitely.
Because it harms your economy too, doesn't it?
For us, it is a fight for survival. For you, it is a fight to sustain the Epstein Class and ethno-supremacism in Palestine.
Why do you keep bringing up? Why do you bring up Jeffrey Epstein in this context? What's the logical leap there?
It's very clear. It's very clear what class of people are in charge in your countries. That class of people are the people who have control. They're the ones who own the media. They're the ones who control the government. They are the ones who start unprovoked wars time after time. This is not the first war that you've imposed upon this region, or Iran for that matter. And we just saw yesterday a key American anti-terrorist official resigned, saying the truth that we all knew, but you tried to hide. And that is Iran was no threat to the United States, and that this war was carried out because of the Israeli regime and its powerful lobby. So what I'm saying is basically what he is saying. That powerful lobby is the Epstein Class.
Do you ever worry that people might struggle to take you seriously with phrases, language, conspiracy theories like that?
Well, that intelligence officer basically said what I am saying. And I think that people don't really take you seriously. And as time goes on and you continue to help B-52 bombers carpet bomb Tehran and people in this neighborhood, and they're seriously dead. Take that seriously. They die. You don't care, but we do.
What's the way out here? What's the way out here, Professor? How does this end? What's the way out?
A strategic defeat to the United States under Trump.
And what does that look like?
You'll see in the weeks ahead.
Is there a deal possible? Is there a chance of talks between the two sides at this point?
No, not at all. We will fight, and we'll hold the U.S. by the throat through the Strait of Hormuz, and we'll continue to hammer them. And if they try to do anything on the ground, then they'll really see what we can do. You've messed with the wrong country. Your propaganda doesn't work anymore, and the Iranian people have shown their resolve. They'll see this through. What you've done to the Palestinian people, to the Iraqi people, to the
Can I ask
Cuban
you
people,
finally,
to the
because
Venezuelan people,
we are running
you
out of
can't
time.
do,
We are
you
running out of
cannot do
time.
to the Iranian people.
Can I ask you
cannot do it
about
to the Iranian people.
the new Ayatollah? There are reports here that he is dead, that he was killed in an attack that killed his father. Have you any proof that he is alive and well?
You can make all the claims that you want. After all, that's what Western media does.
No, it's a simple question. I'm just asking whether there's any proof. Not everything's a trick. I'm asking whether there's any proof that he is still alive. There are some reports he's dead.
Yes,
there are some reports that he's in Russia seeking treatment. Is he in the country and is he alive and well?
That's a ridiculous claim to say that he's in Russia seeking treatment, or he's dead in Iran, or he was killed already. That just shows that these are just your narratives. He's leading the country, and the U.S. empire is collapsing, and the world has turned against you, and your regime is part of the carpet bombing. You helped the carpet bombing in Tehran and across the country, and the world will not forget what you did. And the world will not forget your propagandists either.
Professor Mohammad Marandi, Professor of English Literature in the University of Tehran. Many thanks for taking the time to join us there from